Hey, what's going on? It's Rick here, and this is a video I've been meaning to make for quite some time because I really feel the need to share this with all of you guys, especially if you find yourself traveling a lot, whether it be for business or pleasure. This is the ZyXEL MWR102 travel router, and I'll link in the description of the video as to where you can pick it up. I bought mine off of Amazon. It cost me at the time about $19, but I've seen the price fluctuate through Amazon, and you can get it direct from them for anywhere between $17.99 and about $25. Let me explain why, if you're a traveler, why you're going to need this. And I'll explain that in just a minute here. Here's the box that it comes in. Couple of specs about it. It is a full-fledged router. I know it looks like a toy. When I first got it, I was like, really? It looks like something you'd put on your keychain as a gimmick or as a toy. But it is a full-fledged router. And just some of the specs on this, it will create an 802.11n wireless connection for you. So it's going to be pretty fast. Now the range is pretty good too, at least in my tests. I mean, you're not going to go hopping from room to room to room and get a full-on range, but in a large hotel suite, I was able to get a connection pretty much throughout that suite. Now it can act as a router, it can act as an access point. It has security on it, so you can set up any number of security methods that you want. WEP, WPA PSK, WPA2 PSK. And as far as connections go, well, you've got two. So you've got one that you're going to connect, let's say your hotel's internet connection to, the wired connection, and then another one that if you want to plug in a wired device, you can do that as well. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. Inside of the box that I just showed you, you get a travel bag, so this fits in quite nicely in there. You're also going to get a short length Cat5 cable, which works just fine. And then you're going to get your power adapter here because this does need to be powered, and so you plug this in and that will power that up for you. There's a warranty card, there's a brief quick start guide, although I do recommend going to ZyXEL's website and looking at their more detailed instructions for how to set this up, because what you want to do is when you get it, set it up at home, especially if you're going in router mode. Configure it to whatever wireless network you want it to be called, and then configure your security at home so that when you get to a hotel, you plug it in and you're ready to go. On the front side, you've got your WAN, your LAN, your VLAN, WPS, and your power lights all along the front side. A switch to switch it from router to access point along the back. That's where you're going to plug in the power adapter. Now, along this side, it's all enclosed. There's some details about it on the underside, including the IP address that you can use to access this, to configure it for the first time. And then also, as I mentioned, they've got two connectors here. So here's the draw on this. You go to a hotel, whether you're traveling on business or pleasure, and most of the time hotels are going to give you free wired access. They're not going to give you free Wi-Fi. Some of them do nowadays, mind you. But an example would be I recently went to Las Vegas, Nevada. Pretty much all of the hotel strips are going to charge you for wireless access. And a lot of them are charging you daily, and they're charging you per device. That can get very expensive very fast. So what you do is you go into the hotel room. Remember, you have configured this as a router at home, setting up whatever the name you want for the network and whatever the passwords for the security type. You get into the hotel room. You get your cable out of your bag, you plug one end into the WAN side, which is the blue side, plug the other end into the cable or the Cat5 cable jack in the hotel room, plug the power into this, that's it. Power up your iPads, power up your laptops, power up whatever it is. It will be able to find the network that you created, type in your security password, and join it. It's faster than connecting to hotel Wi-Fi, it's more secure, and now you don't have to pay an in-room Wi-Fi fee. This is something I would not live without. I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. It's going to pay itself off very, very quickly, even if you pay the top end $25 for it. It's ZyXEL's MWR102 travel router. I'll link in the description as to where you can pick it up. If you have questions about it, please feel free to let me know. I've had an outstanding experience using it on all of my trips, and using multiple devices to connect to it as well. It gets a perfect 5 out of 5 from me. If you have questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at Metagamers. Don't forget to head on over to metagamers.com because I've got a lot of other stuff on my website that I'm not sharing here on YouTube. Take care, everybody, and have fun.